We live. We live. We live. Right. Okay. That's what they say to do. Clap and stuff when you're doing your stuff. So we are live right now. Today is March 19th. No, May 19th. There we go. 2024. And I think I'm in focus, but I'm doing another video slash audio podcast. We're doing pretty good. We'll see how long we go for. We're going to go ahead and see if we can hear ourselves. Hello? 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 Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, I actually have some coffee today. Another Peruvian. Fresh off a roast yesterday, less than 24 hours. Probably barely 12 hours. But went ahead and grinded it this last night. And right now we're drinking it. It is a 70 outer bean, 64 inner bean. And I know a lot of times there are different rating systems and all that stuff, but that's more so like to me, like a true medium, a 65, 64 internal bean, because that's what you're actually drinking, right? So that's what we're up to right now. We're doing pretty good. The day's going well. Got a lot of things done. And something interesting kind of happened to me. Well, I took a break. I did my video last week. It was over an hour when I saw the footage, and I was scared of it because I was like, how am I going to get this down to a manageable amount for people to actually watch? There's probably like 3 or 4 people who actually watch it through. But still, it has to make sense. It has to flow. I wouldn't always say that it has to be a story because people overuse that too much. Video story and actual story is totally 2 different things, right? And it's a lot more involved in a video. At least with a book, at times people tend to stay with you for a little bit longer. You know, they give you that trust in seeing if you're going to actually talk about something of meaningful impact or just a way for them to go by their days. Just like in YouTube and in podcasts and all that good stuff, right? So we're here. And I was scared to actually edit because it was a lot to edit. A lot. And so I took a break. I took 2 days break. And I thought that was one of the dumbest things I've done in this whole YouTube thingy, because I know that we all don't have a lot of time. We're trying to figure it out. And as we try to figure it out, we know that since we're starting something new, it's that we're not experts. So little tips and tricks and things that we're trying to do it's lost on us. So I've been watching a lot of videos, YouTube videos, and people helping out, and I've been getting better. So yesterday I went ahead and took a crack at the video. So let me just focus on the A-roll, and let's just see what we can do with that. And I managed to get it down to like 8.5, 9 minutes. And it was pretty cool. And I may look at it again today, but for the most part, it's mostly done. I will think about a hook. I may not do a hook this time. Because I kind of just get right into it anyway. So we'll see. We'll see how that works and all that good stuff. I don't know. I think I'm done spamming people for now. And the reason mainly is because all my podcasts are up except for this one that I'm doing right now and the one I did on Thursday. And yeah. So that was an interesting thing to me to kind of where it actually got done a lot faster when I took a break. So that's pretty cool. So the other video should be actually up right now. And go from there. That's all I can do. Right? Let me go to YouTube. And since it may come up. We'll see how that works. What's this? Okay. Yeah, so I think I look fine in the camera. Everything's looking fine. And again, it's still interesting how I'm talking. I'm trying to understand what I'm trying to do. And then just trying to figure things out, how to be more succinct with audio and video, knowing that people will have a chance to actually look at the video portion of this if they want to. So yeah, I think that's what I've got going. So I think it's probably a good idea to just get into it. Let's taste this coffee one more time. I think it's too early. It's kind of there. I do taste a perfumey type of taste. I know it's weird saying that I'm tasting perfume, but that's more so what I'm actually tasting. And yeah. So it's not coming through right now. It's too early. I think it's still going to be a couple of days before I actually get to really taste it for what it is. I may go ahead and grind out a couple grams of it to kind of just give it a head start on that degassing phase, so I can taste the coffee for what it is, and then see how that works out for me. But we're doing pretty good. We're going to do another experiment today. We're going to be roasting coffee, light roast. We're going to go about it a little differently. We're going to see if we can work on challenges. I still don't know what that actually looks like in video, but we're going to go and figure that out and see how that's going to be what it is, right? So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about man and women, or should I say men versus women. I know there's a lot of talk about the differences between the two and how it really matters in the world. But in this case, I'm talking more so about coffee, psychology, and then what I've noticed in my history of dealing with people in general when it comes to coffee. And they're two different demographics. And it's interesting when I look at my demographics on YouTube, most of them, it's like 80% male and 20% female. And that's sort of the case just because I am a male. So automatically, I'm going to attract more males to me because I am a male, right? And I look at my feeds and my people that I subscribe to. A lot of them are, I do a lot of food type of YouTubers. So that's where I get most of my inspirations. I do have a couple of coffee YouTubers that I do look at, but for the most part, it's food for me. And when I look at food and grilling and smoking, 90% plus they're male. I don't know, it's just because of the nature of grilling outside. That's what males do. There are a subset of women that do that too, but majority of the videos that I do get to or gravitate to or do and all that or view is males. And then at times, yes, there are times that I'm getting a different perspective from a lady and all that good stuff. But how does that really correlate to what I'm trying to talk about in coffee. I think women are more stable. They're more stable. They're more rational with their decisions. They know what they like, and they tend to repeat that type of thing mostly. I'm not saying that's what it is, right? All the time, but I'm just more so generalizing. So yeah. So when I say that, what tends to happen when they do that is that they don't mind if you keep the same coffee on your rotation. As long as it's consistent, it's good, it's tasty, they'll rock with you, right? That's more so the way that I look at it. So they tend to ask more questions. They look at you at that with that profession as the expert. So it's in a way to where I wouldn't say so much that it's easier to sell to them, but it kind of is. It really is, right? And I think for the most part, that's where most people want to be. You know, at times when you're dealing with a male, especially in a coffee or food type of situation, they want to try so many different things. They want to try this bean this week. They want to go for this one this week for whatever reason. And they're like on this quest, this journey, this self-discovery of trying to find the next kick for whatever reason. They're less stable. They're always looking to do whatever they're trying to do. And I have to look at myself for that instance. I have gone really deep into this rabbit hole of coffee, 10 plus years in it. And the amount of gear, the amount of way that I've changed in this whole coffee journey. Don't get me wrong. I know women go through this too. They have to. They're human beings too. But I'm just talking about myself as a coffee nerd, coffee person, coffee dude, right? And it's telling. And then some of us will get to this level of wanting to please and sell coffee to others. But we just kind of keep going down that rabbit hole. I remember when I was in a in a customer side of coffee, and I even talk about the roaster side because that's more so the same too, is that I went on the journey to just buy everything and buy anything and see if I can taste the difference. Learning from other males mostly. And it never got exhausting. It just kind of just kept going in a way that I just wanted to keep going, right? And I think that's the cool thing about it. And same thing with roasting side of it. Bought so much gear, bought one air roaster, got rid of it, got drum roaster, love it, sample roaster, tools, different coffees. Let's talk about the coffees because I love coffee, right? And a lot of times when I'm buying coffee, that's when I have a different way of going about it because I want to buy this coffee for this reason. I'm going to roast it in this way for this application. So just even looking at myself as a man and really trying to get to the point of understanding why I do the things that I do, it gets me to think and wonder. It's like, is this just the way we are? So let's talk about that. How do you get to those two different people at the same time without going bankrupt or going out of business? Because truthfully, if you think about it, I should just focus on the women. They're more stable. They like what they like. They are more direct with telling you what they like or what they don't like. And then you can tweak and go about it that way, right? But a lot of times when you're dealing with males, they just do what they do and they like what they like, and they're not necessarily going to tell you, for the most part, if your shit sucks or if you could have done it differently, or they just loved it and they just moved on to the next thing, right? I think that's the thing about it, because those are two different things that we're trying to get in and trying to understand as people. I know we'll revisit this. Maybe I can have this conversation with other people, but it's interesting to like be in that situation to where I know there's a decent amount of women that do buy my coffee that don't really fuss and say anything about the situation, right? And then I have males that kind of just are on for a journey. It's not so much even about you, it's just about their journey in life with coffee. And at times, it is more so like a short-lived type of situation with you, if you think about it that way. So how do you go about that? And those are some of the things that I think about quite a bit. And when I think about it, I try to really understand is like, how do you do this? That's why business is so hard. And I know when I'm finally on YouTube, not YouTube, but when I'm finally on Amazon and I'm selling my coffee to people, I'll be curious to see what those demographics are and how I change my marketing and advertisement approach to those people. And then I'm going to have to deal with the people that's on my website, and then also be able to communicate to people on YouTube in a way to not necessarily get them to want to buy my coffee, but to stay with me, to rock with me, to see what I'm saying is interesting. And I think that's going to be one of the biggest challenges with all this, because I have to wear so many hats and communicate to people in a way to where they're really going to understand what I'm trying to do and help them out with. Because there's so many different things that I'm really trying to understand. And I think that's going to be the fun part. It's not so much that it is frustrating. I think now I'm opening myself up even more so to the possibilities of moving things forward. And with me doing that, I am opening up many more challenges. And a way that I could get better in this is to just do it. So I will continue to ask those questions. I will continue to see what people like and what they don't like about coffee, you know. And at times, to me, what I've noticed too, let's get back to that topic a little bit, is that women like a more stable coffee. So that could be a Brazilian or a South American or Central American coffee. And don't get me wrong, a lot of Colombians and Peruvians, like this one is, they can get kind of funky or kind of out there for those type of palates. But they like a more stable coffee, or like a more stable rear end, as they say in Formula One, in order for it to be more predictable. And because I don't want to try to bring up the whole mother thing, but that's a big part of it. They tend to have to worry about more things. Me being a father, there are things that I am worried about, right? But I do have more so that freedom to kind of explore and to do the things that I want to do. Because for the most part, I'm the one who's bringing bringing in the income, right? So that's kind of like the leeway that I do have in this case, right? But again, that's just me talking more so from a personal side of it. And then really trying to understand the things that I'm really trying to do in this world and to how to impact that. And now let's get back to the man side. The man side, as I kind of alluded to just now, is that, let's go back there, is that the freedom to kind of do whatever the fuck you want to, for the most part. I think it's the last curse word I'm going to do. I'd like to keep it to one. Some people don't like me cursing. I don't, it's just my family. But yeah. So yeah, that's, it's just a quest thing. It's a discovery thing. And we have to like try to do so many different things in the world to the point to where we know that it just gets us going, whatever it may be. There's a lot of different vices out there. There's hunting, there's fishing, there's coffee, there's photography, there's auto racing, different, series of auto racing. There's actually people going out there doing autocrossing and road racing and all that good stuff with their cars and all that stuff. There's so many different things that people get into and geek into and just kind of delve into and just go quickly into that rabbit hole and just stay in it. And that's the only thing that's really constant when you're talking about a male and their endeavors and their quest to just try to find what they're trying to do. There's this one barbecue guy. He calls his channel Eat More Vegans. And every time that he talks, he's saying that his quest is to make the best barbecue that he can in his backyard. So, I mean, he doesn't mention his money, but I know this guy makes a lot of fucking money. That's the third one. Sorry. He makes a lot of money because he has a videographer. I can see all the pits. I can see his house. Again, this is not judgmental. This is just more so observation. And then he's traveling the country to go to these different events. And he's talking to these barbecue gurus. He's buying different meats. Right? But again, that statement that he says in the very beginning, he's trying to be the best barbecue person that he can in his backyard. That right there tells you a lot. That tells you the man's psyche and what we're trying to do, what we're trying to explore. We're trying to, I think it's just more so our nature. That's the thing that we like to do. We like to conquer and we like to see the challenges. We like to explore the challenges. We don't want to get better. We want to be the best in what we're trying to do. I'm not even talking about work stuff. I'm talking about hobbies. I'm talking about things that are outside, things that define us more than just our jobs, right? That's what I'm talking about here. And I think that's the cool thing about this situation that I'm just trying to talk about, explore, kind of, talk to you about. Because I think that's extremely important is as we get closer to our destinations and understand people even more so, we can give them what they want without even asking them for what it is. Kind of like what I've been doing with my YouTube videos. My YouTube videos, I've been doing my thing. And then towards the end, I'm like begging people to like tell me what it is that they want from me, right? And now I'm changing my tune. I think eventually I will probably get some feedback from people, but I don't think people care because they want to be on that journey with you. They know that's your journey. And if it's any way that you can help them along their journey with the things that I do on my journey, that's all that matters. So I think that's the biggest takeaway. That's the biggest things that I'm trying to really understand and get to and understand and convey that information in to you, right? Because I think that's going to be very paramount in the things that I try to do, the way the people that I talk to and all that good stuff. And I wish this proving was better right now. I yeah, so I playing with temperature again. The temperature was at 190, and I think the sweet spot is going to be 195. This coffee tastes like nothing really. I'm just trying to find sweetness. That's all I'm really trying to find right now. And I think eventually I will figure that out, what that means, as I go down this rabbit hole of this coffee, trying to really understand it and see what I could find out with it. But as a test bed of different possibilities, I think that's one of the things that I'm really trying to gather, to understand, and to, I may throw a loop in there. I may throw a loop in there to where I may do another coffee on the side just to see if I'm able to kind of use them as a cross comparison of seeing if I can totally find sweetness in other coffees with the same type of way, even though they're two different coffees. I think I may do that anyway. That's an extra 20 minutes. And I think I may start with an extreme coffee, which is Sumatran. We'll see. But that's what I got for you. I like doing these podcasts because I usually, especially when I have a topic or don't have a topic, I tend to just say, okay, one or two things, and I try not to think about it. And the podcast is different than the YouTube videos because the YouTube videos, I wouldn't say they're scripted. They're like more elaborate, thought out a little bit more. But these podcasts, to me, I like just flowing from the cup a lot of times. And since I've had a decent amount of break from Sunday to Thursday, in between, of things that I will have gotten into, it's refreshing. It's like a break for me when I do these things. And I'm sure you're probably noticing that, and you don't know really where the conversation is going to go because I am more so letting myself be who I am on these podcasts. And I like that. I like the fact that I'm being more of myself, trying to figure that out. And we're going to figure this out together. And this is a lot of fun. I didn't mention it last episode, but the one on Sunday, I think that was my 80th one. And the one on Thursday was my 81st. So this is my 82nd one. So when I get to 100, I want to go ahead and get to 100. But when I get to 100, we're going to change it up. I don't know what that may look like. I don't know if that's going to be 20, 30 episodes for season 2. But I think once we get there, we'll understand where we're at. So that's what we got going. All right, guys, I'm out. Talk to you later. Bye.